Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Canon U.S. photographer RandallMRueff. Today is Friday, October the 17th, 2014 AD, and today I'm talking about the CINE-SERVO 50 to 1000 millimeter T5.0 to 8.9 with a built-in extender of 1.5 times, which means the lens can not only go 50 to 1000, but can go 75 to 1500. That's right, you have a total focal length range of 50 to 1500 with the extender. So 50 to 1000 or use extender, and it's 75 to 1500, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. This lens has a retail price, they're saying, of $78,000. Very expensive, to say the least. This isn't for your amateurs. This is somebody, either professionals or people who are amateurs or middle-of-the-line photographers with deep pockets. So if you're not a professional, you've got to have deep pockets to be able to afford this lens. Oh, excuse me. But having said that, wow, what a lens. Now, the aperture goes from 5.0 to 8.9, so it's not, it's able to blow the background out, but not as much as say, if you had a 2.8 or 2.0 or 1.5. But still, it'll be able to blow it out, just not quite as good. Having said that, though, 50 to 1,000 plus 75 to 1,500, wow! So, as far as I understand it, it's manual focus only. There's no autofocus, which I don't like. It has a servo device that can be taken off or removed or put back on to adjust your zoom range electronically, or you can do it manually without the device that you see on the side, on the right side of the base of the lens. So that can be taken off or installed. But what I want to talk, this video is about the specifications. I've talked about some of the other things in other videos about some of the pluses and minuses, but this is taken from U.S.A.Canon.com. It's what Canon has to say, and says are the specifications for this lens. So a lot of this I'm not going to go into real deep depth. You can understand a lot of what I'm saying, but I'm not going to go into real depth about some of this, because some of it I don't understand, to be honest with you, and some of it is just stuff that, unless you're an engineer, you really don't need to worry about. So the model name is CN20x50 IASH/E1. Heck of a name, model name, right? Mount EF. However, it does come in PL mount, and in fact, if you take this lens to your local Canon authorized dealer, they can switch an EF lens to PL or a PL lens to EF. So for what I assume there's going to be a fee involved, obviously. But if you're willing to pay, if you only have one lens and for some reason you need to go from EF to PL or PL to EF, you can do that for a fee at a local Canon authorized dealership or place where they are authorized by Canon to work on stuff. Zoom ratio of 20 times. Zoom ratio of 20 times. Built-in optical extender of 1.5. I still haven't figured out why they're not doing 2.0. But 1.4 and 1.5 seem to be a very popular optical extender right now. Focal length of 50 to 1000 millimeters, or with the 1.5 extender, 75 to 1500. Which, people, let me tell you something. That is amazing. Amazing focal length. That is incredible. If you would have told me a month ago, heck, a week ago, that they're going to come out with a lens that's 50 to 1000 or 75 to 1500, you would have had one or two responses. Absolutely no way. Or two, yeah, it's possible, but it's going to be, a 5 foot long lens, and the end of the lens is going to be 3 feet across. So I'm just, I'm very impressed. Again, it'd be awesome if it was autofocus. It had autofocus, and the apertures aren't as wide as we'd like. But having said that, overall, wow! I'm just wow. Iris blades. There's 11 iris blade, Angle of view aspect ratio of 7.1 or 1 point. Excuse me, I'm getting a little dyslexic here. Aspect ratio of 1.78 to 1. Dimensions 24.6 by 13.8 millimeter at 50 to 1000 millimeters. An aspect ratio of 1.9 to 1 and dimensions of 26 by 13.8 for your 75. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Okay. See, I'm not really understanding the difference there, but see, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe you guys can figure that one out. Angle of view. I would have thought the top one would be the 50 to 1000, and the bottom would be 75 to 1500, but that's not the case. And I'll be honest, this is a lot of stuff I don't really understand as far as degrees and blah blah blah. I mean, I understand the general concept of some of this stuff, but the in-depth stuff I really don't understand, so I really can't talk honestly about that. So I'm just going to go on to the next. MOD from image panel is 3.5 3.5 meters. Object dimensions mod. There's a bunch of information. I'm not going to read all that. Blah 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 blah. Front diameter. This is important. Front diameter of the lens is 136 millimeters. So if you're going to get a filter, you need to get a filter that or a screw-on. Let me rephrase that. If you're going to get a screw-on filter, you need to get one that's 136 millimeters. Approximate size, width, height, and length is the width is 6.89 inches. The height is 6.72 inches, and the length is 60. That's the one that everybody's worried about is the length, and that's 16.27 inches. So just over 16 inches long. Approximate mass is 14.55 pounds or 6.6 kilograms for you metric people. Pitch of focus, zoom iris gear, focus of 0.8 or 0.5 zoom, 0.5. I don't understand what that means either. But anyway, so let me tell you what I got out of this from all this information. Zoom ratio 20 times. Built-in extender 1.5. It goes from 50 to 1000, 75 to 1500 with a 1.5 extender. 11 blade iris. Let's see what else. Front diameter of 136 millimeters. So if you're going to get a screw-in filter, you need to get 136 millimeters filter. It's basically 16.27 inches long, or it is 16.27 inches long, which is what most people are concerned about or want to know what the length of the lens is. It's 14.5, so almost 15. I mean, when you're thinking about it, might as well. 14.55, so 14.5 pounds or 6.6 kilograms in weight. So it's not a light lens. Having said that, you know it's going to be high construction. This is going to be a top of the line lens. This is going to be your highest quality glass, heavy metal construction. I mean, there may be some plastic in there, but it's going to be very minor. The part that's probably plastic is the cap on the end there, and the cover on the end. So that's probably going to be the only parts that are plastic. There may be some little bit of plastic in there in the twisty dials, but the majority of it's going to be high quality glass. In fact, high top of the line glass, top of the line metal. I'm not sure. It doesn't say whether it's steel or magnesium. It's probably magnesium because that's what they tend to go through with a lot of this stuff is the magnesium. I can't say for sure. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not sure about that. But nonetheless, it's going to be high quality glass to say the least. But again, not cheap. They're saying I got a retail price of $78,000, which is very expensive. At least that's what I heard it was. And it's almost 15, just under 15 pounds. Or it's actually just over 14.5. So, got some weight to it, got some cost to it, but it's a high-end piece of technology. For those of you who can afford it, I'm very jealous. I would love to, I mean, I can imagine this lens, like I said, being a lens for, people that want to do all kinds of stuff, with the exception of, say a fisheye or 25 millimeter, very wide angle. This is going to fit. I mean, if you do sports or wildlife or landscapes, especially sports and wildlife, this is going to be the lens. I mean, going from 50, which is your standard view, all the way up to 1500. I mean, this is the sports and wildlife photographers or videographers' dream lens. Especially if there's good light. I imagine if you're taking pictures at a distance of landscapes, especially during the daytime, animals, especially if there's plenty of light. Seriously, this is going to be like the photographer's dream lens. Those of you who can afford it. So, here's what I would do. I would buy this lens, buy a 136 millimeter zero UV filter to protect it. Trust me, you won't protect it. In fact, you probably have to buy insurance for the price of the lens. But either way, and this would be, wow. I'm very, very impressed. This is an amazing, amazing development with some really nice specs. Now, again, it's not perfect. This is not a perfect lens. There are some features I would like to have that it doesn't have. But having said that, overall, wow. So, Ken, if you're out there, I would love to have you send one my way because I can't afford it. So, with that in mind, maybe this is the lens for you. If you're a professional and need this lens, I'm jealous. Second, if you're an amateur and you got deep pockets, this may be a lens for you. If you're an amateur or you're anybody with deep pockets and want to send one to me, I'll be more than happy out and mention your name and do some advertising for you on my channel. But there you have it. There's the specs, the specifications for the CINE-SERVO 50 to 1000 millimeter T5.0 to 8.9 EF lens. Very impressive. So I hope you have found this video both entertaining and especially informative. What we're going for is informative, and hopefully it's entertaining as well. So I hope it's been helpful in that way. So until next time, I'm Canon photographer Randall M. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. May God bless you. And keep taking those pictures. Bye.